The second half of the Flemish opening weekend. Kuurne-Brussels-Kuurne, another classic race, but one that usually has more chances of ending up in a sprint. 195 kilometres, 13 climbs, 4 extra cobbled sectors, but different climbs this time. No Oude Kwaremont, one of the main focal points in the race in the last few years, and down its long and storied history. This time though, a trip into the French-speaking part of Belgium, Amont des Papins, Le Bourliquet, and the deadly Mont Saint-Laurent with its very rough cobbles and steep gradients, before trips to the Kruisberg, Auton, Côte de Treuil or the Knokteberg, and the Kleusberg. 52 kilometres from the finish the last climb though, one further cobbled sector, just under 40 k's to go, and the final loop around town before finishing again in Kuurne. 7 riders in the early breakaway, that jumped to 9 when 2 attacked, Van den Berg and Healy from EF Education Easy Post. Bas Tietema went from YouTube star to UCI Pro Series, but he would be the first to be dropped from the break. Tom Pidcock was again in attacking mood. He'd be joined by Kisper Askren, Jonathan Narvaez's teammate, Stefan Kung and the like, with other riders from Jumbo-Visma also joining in. The race really started to break up as the climbs came thick and fast. The breakaway never had any more than 2.5 minutes. The gap was already down well below a minute, well inside the last 70k. With 60 kilometres to go, those still hanging on for the break would be met by another group attacking from behind. 17 at the front of the race. Nathan Verhooydonk, Tish Benoot and Christophe Laporte well representing Jumbo-Visma, who'd won the day before with Wout van Aert. He wouldn't be racing here. In fact, quite a few teams making changes to their lineups with their faster men ready to start. By this stage, it didn't look like there would be any chance of a sprint, however. 17 in the front, working hard to stay there. And the gap growing above 45 seconds. Soon, though, that started to calm down, behind several teams getting interested. Lotto Soudal, who hadn't won this race for 22 years. André Schmil, their last winner. A woeful opening weekend record in the last couple of decades. They tried to remedy that with Caleb Ewan as their sprinter. At the front, though, Laporte would attack. The group would continue to be whittled down, and there'd be a hairy moment or two on and off the bike paths. 20 kilometres to go, a gap of just over 10 seconds. 3 riders then broke out from the group. Laporte taking Van der Hoorn, who'd survived from the morning breakaway with him, as well as Jonathan Narvaez, the former Ecuadorian national champion for the Ineos Grenadiers. The bell would ring as they crossed the finish line for the first and only time before the final time. 12.5 kilometres to go, the gap at 12 seconds. It was down to 7, it was down to 8, it was jumping around. It looked as though the trio of riders up the front may well make it. Heartbreak though in the end. A final turn, the final few hundred metres, 300 to go as when Fabio Jakobsen and Caleb Ewan launched their sprint. The attackers caught inside the final couple of hundred metres. Fabio Jakobsen getting the better of the Australian Ewan. Third place going to Hofstetter, the Frenchman. An incredible sprint after his entire lead-out had been burnt out trying to chase those in front. Fabio Jakobsen with a 5th win of the season, an incredible win, and one that remedies the weekend after a wake-up call, as Patrick Lefevre had put it, for Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl. Ewan second, Hofstetter third, McClay and Nidzola the top 5. Thirsty work, a well-deserved drink at the end for the Dutchman who has pulled off one of the most amazing stories in the whole of the history of this sport. From where he was in Poland to winning on the top level yet again. He's hoping to go to the Tour de France. For the moment, he's set off the Flemish Spring in style for a team who are in need of a win. Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl are off and running. The Flemish Classics have started well. A superb finish to an excellent day of entertainment.